Russia has abandoned a major gas pipeline project that was to transport natural gas from Russia to southeastern Europe. What was special about this pipeline is that it was meant to bypass Ukraine, taking a longer route through the Black Sea and into Bulgaria. But Russian President Vladimir Putin has pulled the plug on the $40 billion project. On today's press review for Ukraine Today, we take a look at why the South Stream project is no more and what analysts are saying about its abrupt end. First, we turn to the Financial Times. They tell us that Putin has shelved a strategically important project that Moscow was counting on to cement its influence in southeastern Europe. According to Putin, the European Union was to blame because it opposed the project and Russia could not continue construction. The Financial Times writes, "The European Commission has refused to give Gazprom the exemption it needed to operate the pipeline at full capacity, viewing it as a potential further tool for the Kremlin to exert economic control over southern and eastern Europe." Next, Sean Walker, writing in The Guardian, also highlights how Putin blamed the EU for the project's failure. Putin said he realized obstacles were being put in front of him and had to abandon the project that was meant to take gas into Bulgaria and on to Europe, taking a longer route in order to avoid a strategic neighbor. The pipeline was meant to bypass Ukraine, and Mikhail Krutin, a Russian energy analyst, says, "From the beginning, this was a political project, and the goal was to punish Ukraine and cut it off from gas flows. It was never economical to spend so much on this pipeline." And finally, from the New York Times, Andrew Roth there calls the end of the South Stream pipeline a rare diplomatic defeat for Mr. Putin, who said Russia would redirect the pipeline to Turkey. He painted the failure to build the pipeline as a loss for Europe and blamed Brussels for its intransigence. Roth also notes Washington and Brussels had dismissed South Stream as a thinly veiled attempt by the Kremlin to cement its position as the dominant supplier in Europe, while sidestepping Ukraine, where price disputes with Moscow twice interrupted supplies in recent years. Now that European partners are becoming fewer for Russia, Putin is looking elsewhere to sell its energy. Roth writes that there is one winner in the failure of South Stream. That's Turkey, along with China and other energy-hungry developing nations, which have been exploiting the East-West rift to gain long-term energy supplies at bargain prices.